Justice versus forgiveness. Introduction. We have all made mistakes, big or small. But what if even those mistakes we have made defined our whole lives? In today's society, we often see justice used more than forgiveness, as people would rather punish others for any type of mistake rather than reflect and see how we can better ourselves. Justice starts to become more vengeance. So, what if the true justice in society is how we can forgive others, and through forgiveness, how can people reflect and better themselves? My speech today is that when it comes to mistakes, forgiveness is more powerful than justice. Here's my thesis. While justice brings punishment and hurt, forgiveness brings healing and reflection. As seen in both Khalid Hosseini's The Kite Runner and in How One Stupid Tweet Blew Up Justine Sacco's Life, suggesting that when one makes a mistake, forgiveness and reflection should be used, as it can heal and change one's acts, leading to emotional freedom and human connection. So my first thought. In The Kite Runner, forgiveness is shown as a way someone can redeem themselves and turn broken characters into whole ones through healing and reflection, whereas just would only make through healing and reflection, whereas just would only make their suffering last longer. Amir's journey shows that the only way to change after mistakes is by forgiving himself, not punishing himself. Amir's guilt has gotten to him, and he says he was about to tell his secret to Soyaya. I envied her. Her secret was outspoken, dealt with. I opened my mouth and almost told her how I betrayed Hassan, but I didn't. This line from Amir conveys how his guilt has gone into him, and he had wanted to get this big weight off his back through forgiveness. What Amir sees in Soyaya is what he lacks, which is courage to face his mistakes. What Amir wants is not punishment for his mistake, but peace, which only comes from forgiveness. The forgiveness Amir wants is what makes him want to change and redeem himself. Justice only brings punishment, but forgiveness brings the healing, reflection, and change Amir wants. Sohrab's trauma proves that he needs is forgiven. Sorry, Sohrab's trauma provides that what he needs is forgiveness, not justice. As Amir reflects on the situation of children in Afghanistan, especially Sohrab's situation, Amir thinks, there are a lot of children in Afghanistan, but little childhood. This line reflects the suffering that children like Sohrab go through in a hostile country. Sohrab does not benefit from justice taken on his abusers because after the justice, everyone would stop caring about it. Forgiveness is the right path as he is not seen as a victim but as an actual child, and this would help Sohrab heal. So Amir shows forgiveness by rescuing Sohrab and giving him a future. Sohrab has a future and can heal as he gets older because he is shown forgiveness. Baba's secret about Hassan being his own son shows how justice being delayed can ruin generations. Rahim Khan writes a letter to Amir about his father, Baba. In the letter, and what Khan says about Baba is, your father was a man torn between two halves. This quote reveals internal guilt Baba faced in telling the truth and keeping his image. By Baba keeping silent about his affair and how Hassan was his son, this shows that he ran away from justice and forgiveness, which in turn also hurt both Amir and Hassan. Husseini suggests that without forgiveness or justice, people's children can be hurt too. Amir's emotions at their max convey the power of forgiveness. Amir is speaking to Hassan. Amir is speaking to Sohrab and says a phrase to him that Hassan said to Amir, and the phrase is, "For you, 1,000 times over." These words from Hassan were repeated to Sohrab by Amir, not just as a gimmick, but, but a commitment to heal, protect, and change. Amir can't stop his betrayal of Hassan, but he can be forgiven as he takes responsibility of protecting Sohrab. This part suggests that forgiveness cannot be given by this suggests that this part suggests that forgiveness cannot just be not just be given out to ever, but by taking on the responsibility of changing, healing, and protecting others. In The Kite Runner, justice cannot repair emotional damage, but forgiveness allows characters to heal, change, and reflect on past actions. Side 2. Justine Sacco, a woman who represents how society loves cruel. Justine Sacco represents how society loves cruelty over justice and forgiveness, and how people are perceived forever when forgiveness is not an option. Easy internet justice and exposure that Sacco received made her a world-class villain. Sacco had been transformed into a symbol of white privilege and ignorance. This quote shows how Sacco was turned into a caricature, almost less than a human, as people stripped her of any other context but that she was a racist with a tweet that did not come across the right way. People acted too quickly. They sought to condemn a white woman who sent a tweet to her followers while on a plane as the worst person ever, and everything else was irrelevant. But Sacco was punished disproportionately to her crime. Her livelihood stolen from her, mental health at stake, worldwide scorn brought to her and her family made her out to be something besides a brought to her and her family made her out to be something besides the white privileged racist that she was. She was a human who made a mistake, a woman who just wanted to have a drink in Africa while trying to engage some kind of status and humor. This is how justice becomes public rage, the performative aspect of destruction, so much more powerful than safety and understanding. In addition, Sacco suggests that when forgiveness is not an option, people are fearful. Living in a world where mistakes are unforgivable has made me incredibly nervous and fearful. When Sacco says this, it's such a powerful reminder of how someone becomes known as the worst thing you've ever done, and how you've ever done, and how never to be vulnerable like this ever again. She has been so vulnerable before, but now she lives in fear because her new identity of Sacco, the racist, is permanent. Her sentiment about being attacked like this reminds people that the world projects our shortcomings onto others without reason. Sacco can never speak again, never have a persona, never even be known as Justine, ever again, because anything out of place will be up for critique. It teaches everyone nothing except how to be fearful. If someone forgave her and gave some connotation to her character other than racist, maybe she'd be able to find peace in reclaiming her identity and living as someone better than before. The people who knew Sako knew that her tweet was a terrible attempt at satire, not actual racism. No one knew her believed she was racist. This quote shows that justice used in today's society. Sorry. This quote shows what justice is used for in today's society. Justice overlooks a person's character for outrage. Justice without information becomes based on people's reaction, and it can be unforgiving. Even in her friend's defense, Sako was still labeled as racist by strangers because they misunderstood her joke and never actually knew her. If forgiveness had been given, Sako could have had better time to explain herself, apologize for the joke and misunderstanding, and could have changed and healed for the future. Justine Sako's reflection conveys how, if forgiveness had been given, everything could have changed in an instant. People forget that the person they're attacking is a real human being. This quote shows what is missing in public justice. What is missing is humanity. People are so quick to judge that they do not step back and realize how absent-minded we are as humans and how we can change. Sako's experience is a that justice that has no realization or information can become dehumanizing. Can become dehumanizing. Can become dehumanizing. But it also conveys that forgiveness is how we can learn from our mistakes without our lives being ruined. Justice Sako's tale conveys to us how cruel justice can be, while forgiveness can heal humanity and help us grow from mistakes. While justice brings punishment and hurt, forgiveness brings healing and reflection. As seen in both Khalid Hosseini's The Kite Runner and how one stupid tweet blew up Justine Sako's life, suggesting that when one makes a mistake, forgiveness and reflection should be used, as it can heal and change one's acts, leading to emotional freedom and human connection. In the end, as humans, we have to ask ourselves, why do we punish someone because we want them to grow, or do we want to punish someone because it is the easiest way to deal with conflict? We're excited.